Welcome back to another absolute banger of a PVZ. If you're not already subscribed to the YouTube, do it now, please. Pretty please. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Gresvan, we have the Red Zerg player for Dragon Kitesy Gaming. It's Dark. And his opponent in the upper left-hand corner, the highly esteemed Protoss player in the blue. His teammate, his fellow Dragon Kitesy gamer, herO. I'm excited for this. I actually haven't seen a lot of PVZ lately. And this is about as high level as it can possibly get. herO, arguably the best Protoss in the world. Got to interview Maru a couple weeks ago after he won one of the KSLs. I think it was the fourth one. And I asked him, I said, who do you think's better? Do you think herO's better? Or has Max Pack surpassed him? Maru said, I think herO's better. So, at least in that matchup, I think herO's got it covered. But Dark, of course, one of the best Zerg players in the world. The world-class finals we got here at the KSL. Only possible thanks to the wonderful support of the Patreon. And of course, the people who have supported the Matcherino. Got an extra $115.70 so far in the Matcherino today. So a nice over $500 tournament for these guys. I'm hoping we see some solid play. You know, sometimes I want to see a player really change it up and go for something kind of different and new. But between these two, I kind of just want to see like a solid best of five-game series of peak PVZ gameplay. Is that weird of me? Like, I'm so happy that there's just a Stargate here. We'll see like oracles coming out. I'm stoked on that. Dark has been looking extremely good today. His late game against Cure was insane. I was just talking about how it feels like nobody can really stand up to him in the late game. There are a few players in the world who can. I don't know how herO's late game looks in this matchup, though. I feel like late game PVZ is a monster I haven't seen in a while. And herO tends to like to be a little bit too aggressive for us to get to that supreme late game scenario. But I would love to see it on one of these maps. And Gresvan actually gives us some really good late game. I'm hoping we get at least one in the series. Start to get some carriers out. I just don't know what herO does to counteract Dark's spellcaster play. Like, he's so good when those spellcasters come out at being cost efficient with every late game Zerg unit. It's actually insane. I don't think anything's quite come close in terms of late game play to Dark knurling the BCs and then biling them down with his Ravagers. I was like, what, a year and a half ago? Still, it's like the ultimate late game move as Zerg. It's like a manner move. Like, I'm so much better than you. There's nothing you can do about this. But again, herO, not usually favoring the late game. I expect we'll see some heavy aggression from him in the mid game. Oracle's gonna grab a few kills at the start. 5, actually. Nice damage from those Oracles. Twilight Council going down. Third base. Getting pretty close here for herO. But both players just macroing for the time being. A little surprised we're not seeing a fourth base from Dark just yet. Makes me wonder if he wants to try to put a cheeky bit of pressure onto that third. It looks like he's just focused on defending the Oracles, defending the Adepts. So far, keeping everything at bay. But herO's third base is done. worker count is pretty damn close here. Dark going for a Hydra Den already. Straight into the Hydras. Gonna get scouted by the Adept ship. Kind of intrigued by what Dark is doing here. Ooh. Queens don't quite get the transfuse off, but the Queen stays alive anyways. A few more drones gonna go down. Here, just trying to find anything he can. He's got Blink and +1 coming up behind this. Gonna drop his extra gates now. Be heavy ground pressure out of herO as we got expected earlier on. So Dark's gonna go for a Hydra defense, I guess. I don't know if he's planning on doing some sort of attack with this. The Hydra Den on 3 bases, just very late to the 4th. It feels like a weird play to me. But he's got to know that it's going to be a Blink Stalker follow-up. He's not even really scouting super hard right now. He's going to send the Overlord in, the Overseer rather, to get the scout. But I don't even think it's really going to see too much. It's going to spot the gates coming down at least. This pressure from herO is really, really nice. The Adept's pressuring, just poking and prodding at any Lings that come down to them. The Oracle's helping out, killing a Queen. And look at the trade so far. herO's lost absolutely nothing. He canceled like a pylon or something. And that is it so far. He's killed 10 drones and a Queen. The Lings so far have kept safe. The Hydras are coming out now. I will say Hydras trade pretty decently against Stalkers, but they do very poorly against any sort of follow-up that herO might go for. That's why I was thinking Dark might go for an attack, is because if he just gets a bunch of these units out, we've seen like Neo Micah, for instance, love to just go for Hydra attacks, and it's not really a Dark style, but could be something he's trying to work on. That being said, with the Lurker Den finishing up and the Hive on the way, it seems like this was just to get into early Lurkers. And again, they trade pretty decently against the Stalkers, so he's trying to get that heavier DPS out. Here, I think he's going to have a tough time poking in against the Ling Lurk, or the Ling Hydra, rather. Dark's finally got his 4th base up and running, droning it up a little bit. hero's got his own 4th base on the way, and he's getting straight into Disruptors. Now, Disruptors absolutely crush Hydras, and they do quite well against Lurkers, especially before the range upgrade is done. And the Hive is not done yet. These first few Disruptors, he's going to send both the Novas out, gets a Queen and a Lurker. Good start there for herO. And he doesn't have to get like a ton of damage. He's not all in with this. He's got a 4th base finishing up. He can go into later game. In fact, he's already preparing for it. With the +1 ship weapons on the way, herO is just, he is ready to go to late game, man. We're 8 minutes in, he's getting +1 ship weapons. Dropping down the fleet beacon and another Stargate, sending Disruptor Novas forward. Gets, oh my god, a bunch of Hydras, a Queen, and a Lurker. Excellent Disruptor Novas already coming out of herO. Keeps all the Disruptors alive as well. It's something I noticed that the best Protoss players keep these Disruptors alive way longer than they really should be. Disruptor Nova doesn't kill a Queen, but of course it does force them back in the second one. Man, it just sent that body flying, didn't it? Lurker range is nearly finished. That's going to make it a little bit easier for Dark to defend. So far, herO hasn't done any huge damage. He's just taken significantly better trades. But here we go. As those Vipers come out, they will yoink the Disruptors, and I think, what, 2 of them died? 1. It was just that 1 died. Man, God, these trades are insane. What did I see on the production tab? herO going immediately for a Mothership. That is the first thing out. He gets 2 carriers started and a Mothership. Oh, the supply block is actually so painful here. We just take a moment and commiserate with herO, who is chrono boosting a supply blocked building, which is, I mean, we could all relate, can't we? Well, looks like he wants to hit with Zealots at the top side. There's a couple of Lurkers here, but Dark might actually be able to just ignore the Lurkers and kill the hatch if he wants to. Still pressuring on this side with the Stalkers and the Disruptors. A few more lurkers burrow here, then those zealots have no chance, but 2 lurkers just don't do enough damage once these zealots split. Looks like he's going to chill for now. Trying to take a 5th. This is a very aggressive position for a 5th. I love herO's choice to take this 5th. Oh, this is actually such a sick call right now. Ooh, lurker's going to burrow right next to these zealots. The zealots, just there's no chance they're going to take a good trade here. They're going to try to just fight against the lings as best as possible. The stalkers might try to hit from the backside, but great coverage from Dark. Ooh, parasitic bomb on the oracles as well. Here needs to be really careful. He is not being really careful. He loses 2 of those. Big yoinks on the disruptors. Dark starting to push forward. He does not want to let herO have this base. Oh, no detection. There's the detection on that lurker. But there's so many lurkers here, and there's not nearly enough detection for herO. He's going to have to pull back to his carriers, which are coming out now, and I don't think Dark was quite ready for the carriers. He's building 11 Hydras. He doesn't actually have enough to fight this right now. He will force a cancel on this base, though, and that's really what matters if he can stop this base coming up. Actually, it's a straight-up kill. At the same time, we have some Hydras, Lurkers, and Lings trying to sneak into bases, get damage done, at the very least, pull a herO back and force some sort of response. Oh my god. I mean, this Observer will at least come out. His Lurker's just sitting here getting so much damage done. herO is not dealing with it at all. He's trying to just push with what he's got. Dark pulls back, though. He's got a couple of Vipers. They need to get some energy. He's got a lot of Hydras out and a lot of Spore Crawlers coming up. It's going to really help him defend against this air army. And you know what? We're getting it, guys. We're getting that late game I was hoping for. At least the start of it. Dark morphing a lot more Lurkers. Still has enough Hydras to fight against the carriers, especially if he can get some yoinks in. I wouldn't be surprised to see Dark make a bunch more Vipers. I think those are crucial against this, but he's not in position to deal with this army. Oh, and the Disruptor Novas are just going to crush through so many of those Lurkers immediately. The base goes down. A lot of Lurkers falling here. Here needs to be a little bit careful. Might want to drop a Time Warp as he tries to leave. Big yoink. There's the Time Warp. Second yoink will force a -400 there out of that mothership. It did do some decent work, but was it worth 400? That's the eternal question. Oh, Zergling run by gets stopped by the stasis trap and a warping of zealots. They run into some Archons on the retreat. Really nicely done by herO, keeping that door locked. I wouldn't hate to see. Oh, you know he's got some cannons in here. That's what I was gonna say. Wouldn't hate to see some cannons near the wall. But now it's Dark that's going to catch herO out of position. There is a recall available if herO wants to go for it. But this base on the top side is in a lot of trouble. He's just going to pull the probes. Doesn't want to recall right on top of this army. Instead, going for the counterattack. Oh, man. Oh, this could be spicy. Okay, he's going to recall some of this army. It's a little bit dangerous right now for herO. Is there enough here to kill these Hydras? I'm a little bit worried. The answer is no. There's more Hydras showing up. Some carriers getting caught in the middle of the map here. Or is it the Hydras getting caught? I don't know, but the base goes down. A lot of workers have gone down. herO is still, does still have a few units over here, though. 14 drones dying. Both players taking big economic damage. Dark is starting to split up some Lurkers, though, and just make this so difficult to deal with. The Lurkers avoiding the cannons, but 41 probes have gone down. Oh, man, it looks like there is detection with this, so these Lurkers will get cleaned up. But Dark, at this point, is just buying time and making this as annoying as possible for herO. herO's economy is in shambles right now. This base lived, but it looks like here Dark has realized it, and he's just sending a few units up there to finish it off. These Lings, I don't know if they have adrenal glands, but they don't even have melee upgrades. They're actually pretty bad Lings, but looks like they will finish. Oh my god, the accidental Swarm Host coming in here to help out. Just the one Swarm Host. The question is, can Dark kill this army? Oh, he's going to grab a carrier. Before this fight even begins, he gets on top of a carrier. It looks like Dark says, I don't really care if I can beat the army. I'm going for the counterattack. herO has to decide where to go, and he's splitting his army right now. Oh, I feel like you either have to go all in on this or nothing. He's going to go half and half, and I'm a little bit worried for herO. There are spore crawlers, there are infestors, and there are hydras here. Is it enough for Dark, though? He's going to drop the microbial shroud. That helps tremendously against the interceptors. I know it's kind of a meme, but in this scenario, microbial shroud is so sick. Meanwhile, herO's army came back. Dark's just trying to kill as many carriers as he can. He gets another one. Carrier count still at 10, though. That is a lot of carriers. That is a lot of DPS out of herO, despite the fact that he's on 12 probes and he has almost no minerals left. Oh my god, the fungal and the interceptors. The interceptors don't get targeted as easily by the hydras anymore, but herO can't rebuild the interceptors. He doesn't have the money, which means the hydras just run forward. Another microbial shroud to help protect them as they move forward. I just don't think there's enough interceptors out of herO. He can't rebuild them. 14, 13. He's building one at a time because he doesn't have any income. There's still a hydra here, killing probes that are trying to mine. And herO right now has 8 paperweights. 16 interceptors. My friends, 16 interceptors does not kill anything. And this is going to be a GG in game 1. Dark is about to take it. herO's just got nothing left. He has nothing left. There's no army. GG. I know there's a bunch of carriers up there looking like their army. They're not. They're beautiful paperweights. Dark again showing just expert play as the game gets later and later. Using microbial shroud like a whole bunch. I know it's such a meme, but it's also really not. It's really good in that situation. All right, we're getting into game 2. Looks like all of our casters are in here. Are they? Wait, did the ducklings? Wait, did they? Ducklings weren't in. No. Were they not in the party? Oh no, dude. All right, hold on. I don't know. Sometimes they have other things to cast. I'm not sure. All right, we'll hop in and I'll screen share with them if they're still covering this. In any case, game number 2, spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Dragon Scales. We have the red Zerg player for Dragon Kites Gaming. Dark. Looking very, very strong in that game 1. Despite, I think, pretty solid play of his opponent. I would say he had the lead for a good bit of that last game. Dragon Kites Gaming, it's herO. Blocking the hatchery like a nerd. Who does that? So rude. So the question, I guess, is what do we see this time? Do we see a different opening out of herO? I feel like herO could open pretty much the same way. Stargating to Blink, I think, is pretty solid. Let's see. It looks like, unfortunately, the ducklings were forgotten. And I wasn't 100% sure. Otherwise, I would have asked them to stop the game earlier. It's just that split-second moment before we got into game. All right. herO's going for a glaives opening here. Hopefully, we can get the ducklings a screen share situation going. Or something. I hate when casters get left out. It happens too often. It has happened to me so many times. I feel that pain. So far, herO looks like it's just going to be a 4-gate glaives opener. He could put a good bit of pressure on with this. The Lings did scout it, though. Dark was able to sneak a couple of Lings in. Saw this this early Twilight Council, and that's a bit of a tell all on its own. Now, I do see 3 out of 3 on gas, and 2 more gases being taken. I'm guessing the follow-up here is going to be Dark Shrine. Dark is seeing these gases being taken as well. There's got to be some sort of heavy gas follow-up. There are other options as well. Could be a Robo Bay, something of that nature. Overlord actually going to sneak in and see if it can see what's going on here. Or it's just a few adepts. Nothing really crazy. Yeah, it is going to be the Robo Bay follow-up. I like that choice because we see Spore Crawlers being made right now for Dark. And I feel like those Spore Crawlers aren't going to be nearly as good without the DTs coming in next. Oh, there's a lot out here for Dark, though, to defend the Adepts. herO cancels the Shade, pulls back. Queens, Ravagers, and Lings. Really nice set of units for Dark. But it's the follow-up here from herO that's going to be dangerous. Looks like it's going to be Disruptor drops. Beautiful stuff. The Lings see a bunch of Adepts out here at the third base, and Dark possibly surmising that herO is taking that third. He's already droning up behind this. Still making roaches, though. Wants to make sure he has enough units out. Now, Disruptors are so good against Roach Ravager, especially pre-speed Roach Ravager. Oh, they can be really, really brutal against that. Cute little back and forth movement here from the Adepts and the Ravagers. Did the Prism die? Oh, the Prism died. I don't know how that happened. Ling's trying to get on top of this base. They will kill the shield battery, but plenty of Adepts to push them away. Kill quite a few of those Lings, too. Yeah, being forced to make this Prism is very painful. But herO will be heading across the map with the Prism and the 2 Disruptors. He's also got a few Adepts, going to try to hit at the same time and really pull Dark's attention. Disruptors going after the Queens, actually. Going to grab a Queen to start with. Okay, the Adepts shade backwards. just have to run away. Blink and +1 on the way for herO, but he does not have it quite yet. That's for the inevitable follow-up here. Disruptors again getting the guaranteed damage of the queen off creep. Also allows the Prism to kind of hang out in this corner a little bit more easily. So far, the Adepts haven't really gotten too much done. In fact, herO in general hasn't really gotten anything done. Killing these 2 queens has been pretty crucial because so far he's just traded kind of poorly. Thought about going for drones, ends up getting a 3rd queen. I mean, queen kills are certainly nice. There's only 1 queen on the map right now. Dark is actively making more, but not having those injects is pretty painful. That being said, there is a Spire, and that Spire has been spotted by herO, but that doesn't stop those mutas from coming out. But the Stalkers are here for herO. The Prism is still alive despite being pretty low. Stalkers, or the mutas rather, going to the other side of the map, but there's a cannon shield battery combination here in this base already. The mutas are going to have a bit of a tough time finding damage there. They might have to come home and try to defend. They found the Prism. The Prism's very low, remember. So no warp-ins here, no fancy pickups. But I don't think there's enough for Dark to hold this push from herO. The mutas popping out. It can either be so good or so bad. And this time it just doesn't work out for Dark. herO was hitting right at that moment with anti-air. And that's not what you're looking for when you're building mutas. You want that game to keep on going. All right. Get the ducklings in the party. What's up, Moss? It's always good to see strong and yet incorrect opinions in chat. Anybody know which unit wins when Siege Tank versus Immortal 1 versus 1? An Immortal. An Immortal wins that. Yeah. Now, tanks shoot way too slow to kill the Immortal. Especially with the way the Immortal shields work. Because the first hit does very little damage. It triggers the shield to pop. So it limits the amount of damage that can be done in that first hit. And while that shield's up, nothing really does damage to it. But even with that shield down, I'm pretty sure the Immortal can just walk up to and kill the tank. It like 4 shots a tank. they do a lot of damage to armored. The only way you could feasibly kill an Immortal with a tank. Yeah, actually, I don't even think you could do fancy medevac drops because the Immortal is hit scan. That's so cool. StarCraft is a cool game. The streaming stronghold. You're right. It is cool. All right, we're getting into game 3. Hopefully all the players were in that lobby, or all the casters rather, because I wasn't paying attention this time. This is how we lose players. I hate that. I hate when that happens. All right. Well, apparently something was wrong. I don't know what, but apparently something. Oh. herO is Terran. Well, it happens, you know? It happens. You love the game so much. The story is epic and the game itself is epic. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that, streaming stronghold. I also think this game is epic. I love watching the highest level players play this game to its peak. I think it's one of the most beautiful things you can see. And it just never gets old. I've been watching these games and playing this game for 12 years? Yeah, over 12 years now. Still not tired of it. I am, however, very excited for its spiritual sequel in Stormgate. Very excited for that. Not because I don't love StarCraft. I still love StarCraft, but because, man, new things are fun. "12 years, I know. It seems like a long time unless you've played Brood War, and then it's no time at all." All right, we're finally in game 3. It took us a minute to get here. But yes, we're here. We're on Ancient Cistern. The players are the correct races. And spawning in the lower left-hand corner, we have the Dragon Kitesy Gaming Zerg player in the red. Dark. His opponent in the upper right-hand corner. Got the cute little birthday cake going on here. It is, of course, herO. What I love about StarCraft is it does have a lot of to me, StarCraft is kind of the perfect combination of needing to have very fast hands, to just have such a good intuition. Intuition's so important because you can't consciously think about everything that's happening in the game. You have to be able to just react and trust that reaction. So having that kind of intuition, that star sense, if you will, is hugely important to just moving so fast. You need to have that mechanical skill, but also you need strategy. Strategy is so crucial. And I think in StarCraft 2, strategy takes a bit more of a forefront than in Brood War, where right now, at least in my limited knowledge of Brood War, I'm not a Brood War expert by any means, it feels like the better mechanical player can just win, right? That's what Brood War feels like to me. And in StarCraft 2, that is so not the case. And I know it frustrates people, but that's what makes it feel a little bit more chess-like to me. Where in chess, it doesn't actually matter how mechanically gifted you are, unless you're playing speed chess, but even then, really, you just need to have the better strategy than your opponent. You need to make the better choices in the game than your opponent. And StarCraft 2 has, I think, kind of the best of both worlds of those two things. To me, it's why it's the epitome of a real-time strategy. You need the strategy aspect of it, but the real-time part of it is so insanely important as well. I don't know. I love it. It's also what helps keep it fresh. herO just shot his own Nexus. That poor Nexus. Dark gets some lings in here. I guess I should talk about this game a little bit. Spots the Stargate opener. It's nothing too crazy to start this game off, but it's important for Dark to scout that. It was Stargate game 1. Of course, game 2 was that quick Glaives build, which the Glaive Adepts didn't really do anything. They just kind of pressured, forced a lot of units out of Dark, and then most of them stayed alive. I think that's the most important thing that happened with those Adepts last game, is they stayed alive. They were very useful later when the Blink Stalkers were moving in, and the Lings just could do nothing because the Stalkers were protected by 12 Glaive Adepts. Ooh, but you know what? Dark made a bunch of Lings. He wants to put some pressure on right now. And maybe delay this third base. And it looks like he should be able to. Oh, man. The third base goes down, but I don't think he can actually hold on to that. There's a couple of Adepts on the other side of the map keeping some Lings back, but third base forced to cancel as the Oracle is just too late. It gets here. At least it was a cancel. He was like, fine, I'll take this third base. Well, he's going to try to jump on this. They will force the Oracles back. Oracles turn on to kill some of these Lings. The Lings, though, a little bit faster than the Oracles. Some of them will get away. Start getting into a lair. Kind of chilling for now. Getting the drone count up after you spend a lot of those larvas on lings. But the Adepts and the Oracles trying to counterattack a little bit. Queen's going to try to push them away. Drone's got to just run away for now. Whoa. Ling's going to get the surround, but the Queen's a little bit late to the party. The Ling's disengaged. The Oracles can't just kill them. And there you go. The Oracle's turning on now. And now the drones are here. Oh, man. 5 more drones going down. This is such nice play from herO. I think the Oracles are pretty much out of juice. God, the Adepts keep going, though. 9, 10 workers going down, plus a trade with some of the Lings, and the recall gets 2 of those Adepts out of there. Man, that is excellent, excellent plays here from herO. Getting not only good trades, but, I mean, losing... Did he lose both of those Adepts? That's a bit unfortunate. Suddenly those trades are not nearly as good. But killing so many drones. What did I just see? That is a Nidus worm. Full of queens and lings here.
Man, Chickenman. Wow.
herO gonna drop the stasis ward. Only 2 lings getting caught in it. Good kill on the Overlord. herO's just gonna give up the 3rd. He knows he can't hold on to it. Blair, thank you for the resub. 41 months, god dang. Alright, so Dark kills the 3rd. Now he's like, drones, actually. Drones. Which is important, because he's way down on workers. Oh, no blink on these stalkers. They get caught by the lings. Trapped. Oh, and Dark just cleans up this gateway force of herO. No blink there. So painful. A lot of lings go down, but I think Dark's totally fine with that. His drone count is looking much better now. He's on 3 bases. And herO does not have 3rd to speak of. He's going to try to retake it now. His blink is finally done. It's going to make these stalkers a lot more useful against the lings. But Dark got the damage done he needed, I think. This game suddenly feels kind of even. Oh man, Dark already with so much creep spread here. All the active tumors will get killed in that revelation, but this is still so annoying for herO to clean up. Some Adepts come in, kill 3 drones. Scouting probe will scout the wings. What are Adepts really good at? That's a good question. So Adepts are really good against light units, like Zerglings and drones. Actually, Hydralisks are light units as well, and Adepts can be decent against Hydralisks, but Hydralisks do a lot of damage as well, so they'll also kill the Adepts very quickly. So you do have a little bit of a back and forth there. Adepts, though, generally going to be best against Zerglings. Zerglings and drones are their favorite things to fight against. Generally speaking, they're only really very good early game. And they become much better when they get their upgrade. They fire faster. That makes them really, really scary to fight against. They don't scale super well as you get into the later stages of the game. So what I mean by that is it's kind of hard to take good trades with them over and over again as the tech increases for the Zerg player, which is why you'll see herO going into Blink Stalkers. These Stalkers, he can poke and prod, trade with a couple of units, and then blink away without losing anything, and just trying to take better and better trades. This Resources Lost tab right now is actually in favor of Dark, which is not what herO is looking for. herO wants this to be in favor of him, and he's just trying to shark around, clear some creep, which will make all the Zerg units a lot slower, and take positive trades while he gets his tech going, because once Protoss gets their tech up, it becomes a lot harder for Zerg. We see the Temple Archives on the way. herO's going to be heading into Storm. It's going to be Charge Lot, Archon, Immortal, Storm, Blink Stalker. All the good juicy juice. we see here with his excellent Blink Stalker micro, as always, taking good trades. And of course, it seems silly to say a unit is good against drones because they all are. But just to give you an example, 2 Adepts will kill a drone, whereas it takes 4 Stalker shots to kill a drone. So even though Stalkers are much better in this situation, if you had them fighting against drones, the Adepts actually kill the drones much quicker for their money. Same with the Lings. Adepts will kill the Lings much quicker. But as the Stalker count increases, and they have much more micro potential with Blink, which is an ability they have. They just did right there. herO can use the Stalkers much more efficiently. Like we see here, he hasn't lost any, and he just takes a great trade against the Lings right there. Okay, he's lost 4 so far this game, but we're already seeing that resources lost tab start to even up thanks to these Blink Stalkers. And with Storm is just so good against everything Zerg has. But not to be outdone, Dark is getting into his own spellcasters. 8 Infestors on the way. His Hive is done. He's got the Ultra Cavern on the way. Bane speed. He's getting into everything. No Lurker Den though. Not heading towards Lurkers, at least for the time being. A little surprising off the back of this many Hydras. The Lings trying to get on top of the Stalkers. If they can surround them, Lings can be great against Stalkers, but herO's not letting it happen. Just keeps slipping away. Bold Blink forward. Zealot run by here from herO is really, really nice. Getting on top of that open drone line. He could focus down the hatchery. It looks like that's what he's going to do. And I think he gets this. The Hydras... Oh, you know what? Maybe he doesn't. The Hydras, I was going to say, were late to the party. They were not. But they're going to leave that one Zealot here. Oh my god, is that Zealot going to do it? Dark, no! Oh, and there's so much Storm with this army. Alright, the one Zealot decides to fight drones instead. Big fungal there, but feedbacks and Storm still really, really strong. There's a lot of Archons with this. I think Dark needed to just let this hatchery die. Now herO, he is going to finish this base off with his main army. These Infestors just not getting it done like they needed to. Dark loses 2 hatcheries back to back. He's going to try to stop herO from pushing up this ramp. The Fungals are really good at that, but as soon as a few Storms hit the top of the ramp, Dark needs to run away. Got another excellent Fungal. It just doesn't seem to do that much damage to these units. And herO starts pulling back. Does he have a Prism, though? It feels like his reinforcements are very far away. He lands another Storm, but the High Templar are getting very, very low. However, the Zealots show up. The reinforcements have finally arrived. And that will be enough for herO to complete the retreat. herO behind this, getting into a mothership. Fleet Beacon is done, of course. Carriers on the way as well as those Stargates finish up. Interesting to go to Carriers, though, when Dark already has Infestors and Hydras out. I feel like... I don't know if I love that. I feel like the ground army is actually going to be stronger here. There's no Lurkers. Ooh, Prism hitting the main base. This is really, really nice. Some Zealots down here to stop this base from going down. But Dark already has the units up here. He's ready for it. He's paying attention. Storms are so good against Hydras. You like want to chase this army, but like, oh, get the juicy High Templar, but the Storm just makes it not worth it. The Storm can also be very strong with the Carriers. Microbial Shroud's really, really good, but one thing that's always been said about it is just kind of like a storm here sign, right? Put that Microbial Shroud down and like, that's where the Storms are going to go too. This is a bit weird though. herO is out here without his High Templar. The Hydras will go ahead and clean up one of the Immortals. Second one holds on, though. And Mama is now been arrived. And Dark does not have detection with this army. He does just fungal all of it, though, which reveals every single cloaked unit. Kills a couple of High Templar as well. Oh, that's a third one going down. Only 4 of them left. Still plenty of Storm energy to deal with this. Dark's going to go for a counterattack. That's what worked for him in game 1. There's a lot of static defense here, but I think there's going to be too much DPS for Dark. I love the overcharge on the shield battery just to try to buy a little bit more time. And he's going to go for the recall as well, but the Banelings smash into all the ground units that just recalled. Oh my god, I think all the High Templar were in there. But there will be enough left to push away those Hydras. At the same time, Dark cleans up all the probes at this base. But can he defend the actual army that's in his main, wreaking havoc? Oh, the one lone Ultra against all of the Zealots should be pretty good. A second one joins up. And it looks like these Zealots will get cleaned up in the main. There is still this little army here, kind of a weird army. Can't be recalled. Remember, herO just used his recall. So he is in a bit of a dangerous position, but Dark just doesn't have the army out to deal with it. herO takes game number 3. Ultras were out, but I think most of the Hydras were dead. Actually, the Hydra Den might have gone down. Dark unable to deal with those air units. Kind of a weird ending of game 3, but herO takes it that time. Gets to the carriers, and Dark couldn't handle it. That's like what Dark usually does to the other players. He's like, haha, I have these units. The other player's like, I don't have a counter to those. Please don't make those. Nice apartment, dude. Thanks, Flair. Yeah, Flair, you haven't been here in a while, huh? That's too bad. But I'm glad to see you now. Yeah, we got the nice apartment set up here. You know, you can't even see all of it. I have this like whole nice living room here. Actually, I'm really happy with this apartment. This apartment's come out really, really nice. You know, if you ever want to come visit Seattle, you're welcome. You're welcome to come in. Stream at like 3 a.m. That's true. I do stream at the worst possible time for anybody living in Europe. So, fair. We do still have some codes and quests left in the match Reno. It's like about 16 codes left. Thanks again to everybody who's contributed to that. It looks like IRP put in $50. IRP, a long time supporter of StarCraft. Big fan of IRP. As well as Skatu with the 50 and Bagels with the $5 redues. And a bunch of people doing the quests, doing the codes. Prize pool in the match arena already up to $115.70, and I haven't even put in the $400 from the Patreon yet. Damn. Can we crash on your couch and eat some Seattle pizza? Some of you can crash on my couch. It's a very small couch, though. So, you guys are going to have to figure out who gets it. All right. Game number 4. We're on match point. Spawning in the upper right-hand corner. Took game 1, but now going to be fighting for his life. Here on Royal Blood, it is Dragon Kitesy Gaming's Dark. His opponent in the lower left-hand corner just needs to win one more game to win the Grand Finals. KSL number 6. It is Dragon Kitesy Gaming's herO. Man, somebody pointed this out. We've had an onside gamer win the first 5 KSLs. But that is not going to happen this time. We had Maru, Solar, Maru, Solar. Those are our winners for the first 5 weeks. But this time we got a Dragon Kitesy Gaming winner. Guaranteed. Flair, I would love to come to Malta. I would genuinely love to come to Malta. I think it's fairly unlikely, unfortunately, in the near future. My vacation budget is none at the moment. But hey, I mean, you never know. You never know. I could win the lottery. I was talking to a coworker either today or yesterday about this, like the concept of you have a button, and if you hit the button, you get $1 million, but you take a year off your life. How many times do you hit the button? That kind of thing. And I was like, just once. $1 million would like so insanely change my life. I was like, it take me 20 years at my current pay rate to make $1 million from work. 20 years. Yeah, I'll take a year off my life for 20 less years of working. Sure. That's no problem at all. For all I know, the world's gonna end before that comes, you know? Year off my life. Let's go. $1 million, 100%. I take a year off my life for free all the time by making unhealthy eating choices, you know? Another Stargate opener here from herO. Pretty standy Andy stuff. No reason not to do it. There's a lot you can do behind it. Mr. David Testa with the raid. Dave, the game's not over yet. Dave! I know you're probably tired. It is late over there. It's what, 2:30? Damn. Honestly, the passion to cast until 2:30. I love you, bud. Thank you for the raid. I hope you had fun today. Honestly, these tournaments have been so sick. And even though there's like a huge tournament later on, we still have 6 signups. Like, look at this round of 8. This is a big tournament later. A lot of these guys are playing in, but we still pull them in. And I love that. I love that for us. Dave also subscribing. 20 months. What a hero. What a hero. I mean, not quite as much of a hero as this hero, but he is still a hero, you know? Speaking of hero, gonna pressure a little bit. Ooh. Sport crawler not quite done yet. Queen's doing their best to push this away. 4 drones going down though, and the Adepts sneak into the natural, and there's actually no drones there. It's been unfortunate for them. Dave gifting a sub to Boom as well. Thank you so much, Dave. Boom. Enjoy spamming long cats and very long chickens. Dave is still in the game. Dave, did you want to join me for a cast? Is that what's happening here? You're a wild and crazy guy. I hope you're having fun, man. All right. herO finally getting into Twilight Council. 5 gates, no forge with this. No forge. That makes me wonder where herO's going. Oh, he shades the Adepts in. Drones are being pulled to fight. Number of drones going to go down to stop these Adepts. 7 of them. That's pretty brutal. The Oracle's going to come in and grab a few more now as well. Keeping Dark down to 50 workers. Dark is re-droning off the back of this. But yeah, it's charge coming out. And herO is going to have a big swell of charge lots. He's not mining gas at his natural or at his third base. Just mining the gas in the main. He's continuing to produce oracles, actually. He has 2 oracles back at home as well. He takes the gases down here at the third. These are fake, guys. These are 100% fake gases. herO is going charge lot all in right now. No forges. He needs to get a lot of damage done. He is counting on Dark droning back up off the back of this. Getting into tech. Yeah, get your +1, get your macro hatch, get your 4th base droned up. Do it all, man. Roach Warren, no problem. We're macroing. And then herO is going to slam into him with a ton of charge lots and 6 oracles. That is insane. He's got a 7th oracle on the way. Septoracle. That's too many. I kind of love it, though. This is beautiful. But Dark, he's not falling for it. Dark's like, there's something suspicious going on. I think he saw no gas being mined. He's got roaches on the way. Is it enough? Spore Crawler is going down because he realizes that these oracles might win the fight against the queens. Zealots going in first. Oracle's trying to stay back. They're going to focus the Spore Crawlers down while the Zealots fight here, forcing some of that transfuse energy to be used. He targets down the high energy queens first. Oracle's falling, but queens are falling. Ravagers morphing, but man, Ravagers do not do well against any of these units. So once they pop, they die pretty much immediately. There's still a lot here for herO. He's got more Zealots showing up, but there are more roaches on the way. However, a lot of drones bound to go down in the meantime. I love the focus fire on the drones. Oracle's going to run out of juice. And that means the Zealots won't have quite the longevity they had before. They're still not running out of juice, though. It always feels like they should, and then they just keep on doing damage. Base staying alive, though. Dark keeping that up for now. He lost 9 drones. That's the end of the world. There is a follow-up for herO, though. So he gets this damage done, but he's got Blink and +1 behind this, and he's still forcing units out of Dark. Dark is still treating this like an all-in, which he absolutely has to. He has to keep pumping units. My biggest concern for herO is if he could hold a counterattack, but I think with this many oracles gathering energy, he can. Dark can't push across right now. Even with 10 more roaches on the way, I feel like the oracles are about to gain enough energy to just put an immediate end to this. herO's got a 4th base coming up over here, and I don't know if Dark's realizing it yet. He's going to run up there to retreat, but he's retreating into essentially a base of herO's. Oh, and he's just losing so much of this Roach Ravager. He is pushing into the natural, though. herO doesn't have quite enough to defend everywhere, and it looks like herO is going to go for the counterattack. Oracle's pretty much out of juice, but he's going to send the Zealots over there with the oracles anyways and force Dark to keep making units. This counterattack killing a lot of probes, though. Oh my god, Lings and Roaches just getting the kills. herO is forced to pull back. 15 probes going down. Super Shield Battery turns on. The oracles just don't have the energy to really help out. This is an insane game. The worker count is now pretty much evened up. Dark is keeping this base from mining. In fact, I think he can kill that base. I don't know if herO can defend it in time. Maybe he can. The oracles are here. Oh my god, can he not turn any of them on? No, he's got some energy. He's just choosing not to use it at the moment. Yeah, he's got to turn some of these oracles on. He lost the 4th base. The worker count is even, but Dark has a 4th base up. And this counterattack from Dark ended up doing more than I think herO or I expected it to. And Burrow is done. Is there Tunneling Claws as well? No Tunneling Claws, just Burrow. Obviously, Revelation's pretty good, but this is still really annoying for herO to deal with. He is cleaning a lot of this up, though. Man, these supplies are so close. Stalkers are going to do a lot better against this than the Zealots were. And the Archon will be super helpful against the Lings. The lack of detection is very painful, but there is a Forge, so we could see some cannons get put down just to help out on these front lines. But Roach is focusing down more probes, keeping herO's worker count a little bit lower than he wants it to be. This is insane. All right. Dark is chilling a little bit. He's droning a little bit. He's building queens back at home. This has been units out of Dark for a while now. But he's got +2 melee and +2 missile attacks on the way. He's chilling. I feel like herO might need to try to take a 4th base here in a second. How many oracles is this? 10 oracles out. Queens get made and then they just get unmade. There's no Spore Crawler here. Oh, this drone line is in some trouble. Looks like some of the oracles running home to help defend, but Look at how many Blink Stalkers herO has. Dark suddenly realizes that is not enough roaches to deal with this. 21 drones go down. One of them burrow. Oh my god, that's beautiful. Man, these 10 oracles just sharking around. 29 stalkers on the field. There's more Blink Stalkers than there are roaches right now. There are lings out as well, but if any of these oracles have energy, those lings do basically nothing. That being said, the oracles pretty much completely don't have energy. So that's a bit of a problem for herO right now. He's just been using it nonstop. I think herO just has way too much, though. He's way up on army supply. He blinks everything down to the low ground just in time for Dark to hit the high ground. Looks like some reinforcements might get caught here. It's also kind of, these units are needed for Dark to defend. So now they're distracted by a few stalkers, but herO's going to blink forward. He's just going to take this fight. He turns the oracles on, and by the time these roaches show up, I think it's too little too late. He blinks backwards. Dark doesn't have enough. herO cleans it up. What a wonky ass game, but herO takes it. He loves those wonky games, man. I'll tell you. herO with the 3-1 victory, despite an excellent start from Dark. herO cleans it up, sweeps it up,